Good afternoon, everybody. It's One Entertainment here, coming at you guys with another video talking about the most annoying Easter egg steps in Call of Duty Zombies history. Basically, what it is we're just gonna fly right through these, talk about them briefly, express my disgust and hatred. So, starting off, Shangri-La, the one that came to mind when I was thinking about this map is by far the Napalm Zombie Escort. Okay, if you've never done this Easter egg, let me just briefly explain it to you. After turning one of the wheels in the tunnels, I think it's 3 or 4 times, gas is gonna start leaking from these valves. All you have to do is take a napalm zombie and lead it all the way through to where the power is. It's super tedious because the napalm zombies move at shambling speed. It's like if you popped an undead man walking, but before that even existed. They move super slow and there's no guarantee when they're going to spawn. So a lot of the times what would happen is, since it's a 4-player required Easter egg, oftentimes the napalm zombie would spawn on top of one of my friends or one of the randoms I was playing with, and the napalm zombie would just explode instantly. Either that or whoever I was playing with at the time just did not listen to me when I told them to, yo, don't kill the napalm zombie, you need it for the step. I never look forward to doing it. I love every other step in that Easter egg, like the tiles and whatnot, just not that one. Call of Dead, on the other hand, for me, this one isn't even necessarily like annoying as far as skill goes or anything. It's more so about luck. Maybe it's just me, but I can never for the life of me get the VR11 in Call of Dead. I just can't do it. The game doesn't like me. I've had solo Easter egg speedrun attempts where everything goes right. I nail all my grenade tosses. I get the zombie spawns down. The only thing I need to do is just get the VR11 to get the golden rod, and I can never get it. It'll be like 20 rounds later and I still haven't got it. So I never really understand the problem with this. Maybe the game knows I'm doing the Easter egg and they don't fuck with me, so they just have to make it more challenging for me. It's not even like an overpowered wonder weapon, so I don't know why I can never get it from the box. Die Rise, however, another one of my favorite Easter eggs. The main annoying step for this one is actually on the Max's side, in my opinion. Specifically the trample steam launch step, when you have to coordinate with another player on the opposite side of the map with all 4 trample steams placed down. There's 2 balls, you gotta launch them at the same time. If you don't do it properly, you gotta go all the way around the map, launch them again, pick them back up. When you look at speedruns, they do it in 2 or 3 seconds, but man, is it annoying. It's one of those steps I never look forward to. That's why I try to avoid the Max's side as much as possible when I do replay this map. I usually only try to do the Richtofen side. Usually that goes a lot faster too. Other than that, fantastic Easter egg. Origins, if anybody's ever played the solo Easter egg for Origins and completed it, or at least attempted it, you would know that Rainfire is an absolute bitch. If you're not familiar with Rainfire, the steps in the Origins Easter egg mimic the Verkuda campaign mission from Black Ops 1. Rainfire symbolizes when you have to go up into the robot, which to even get that, it's a 1 out of 6 chance. There's only 1 foot that's open. People thought that you could only do it from the left robot foot that walks through that area, but it turns out you can do it from the right foot too. It's just a little bit more tricky. In order to do this, you have to go up inside of it, hold X on the red button, go out immediately, and if you time it correctly, throw your Tachyo lantern, which are the G-strike grenades, over to the pit that's outside of the map by stamming up, and then if you're successful, it's gonna be destroyed. But the hardest thing is when you're going up that ramp there, you really can't see where you're throwing, so you better be sure that you have the throw on point. If not, you're gonna be super angry, because then you're gonna have to wait again for another who knows how long for that 1 out of 6 robot, or again 2 out of 6. It's just a pain in the ass. Carrier, the map you're actually seeing here, the gameplay, which shout out to the homie Kiki for supplying the footage. I really appreciate it, broski. For this map, the one step that I find to be the most annoying is far and away has to be getting the teleporter pieces. I think there's 25 plus, if I'm not mistaken, in order to reassemble the teleporter that's just outside of the room where this gentleman is right now, next to the biomed lab. I think it's called the bio lab. It takes forever. You're going to be up to probably around 25, 27 just on this step alone. You could tell they wanted to pad out that Easter egg so hard that they had to make this one of the most tedious steps that takes the longest amount of time, and it's not even necessarily difficult. Again, it's just annoying. Building the teleporter, like 20 plus pieces, which again, if I didn't already mention, you have to wait for teleportation zombies for it to even count. The regular zombies aren't going to drop the teleporter pieces. It's only those blue ones. Those may only spawn 2 or 3 rounds, so that's always a pain in the ass. As for challenge shuffle though, my one IW zombies pick, and I could have went with Attack of the Radioactive Thing, finding the symbols and switching the colors, running around the map. I ended up going with the rat symbol step on Shaolin. This step, there's 13 different locations around the map. You have to use the scanner, which is obtained after defeating the Rat King for the first time. What you're required to do is go to those different locations and see if you can see the symbol. You pop the scanner. I think it's the LB button on Xbox, whatever it is on PlayStation, I'm not too sure. You scan. If it's not there, it's not there. If it is there, you shoot it and it disappears. The problem with this though is they only spawn one at a time. So one could be at the spawn, you could shoot it, and then the next one could be at the other side of the map, which is super annoying having to run back and forth, because this map, in my opinion, Shell and Shuffle has no flow. To each its own. If you do like the map, no disrespect to you, big ups to you. All you need to do is shoot 6 of the symbols. Once you do, you can progress to the next step, which of course is the Morse code step. If you happen to fuck that up, you have to go through the process of shooting the 6 symbols. It's just annoying. If you know the map, it isn't too bad, but if it's your first time playing the map, you may not know where everything is right away, and it's going to take a while to know some of these locations. Voyage of Despair, this is my one selection for Black Ops 4 I wanted to throw in here. Voyage of Despair already isn't my favorite map, and the planet step is no exception when it comes to annoying Easter egg steps. People always talk about this one, so it may seem kind of cliche. Fuck this step, bro. Fuck it. I'm not big on it whatsoever. This requires you to go into the area beneath the spawn room, activate the planetarium set. What's going to happen is the planets are all going to flash. I think it's 3 times. After that, they're going to light up in a certain order. It's that order that you need to shoot them in, otherwise you fail the step. I don't know if it's required that you have to use the Kraken, but the Kraken is definitely recommended for that. And since you're on a pretty strict timer, you got to make sure you hit each planet with enough time, giving yourself enough time to run to the next one, so on and so forth. They also threw the sun in here for some reason too. Obviously, it's not a planet, but I'll let it slide this time. These planets are not all together. You're not going to find them right next to each other. They're evenly dispersed throughout the map, and for whatever reason, Neptune is in the water. Yeah, just let that sink in, no pun intended. Throughout the entirety of the step, you got zombies running at ridiculously high speeds, which is going to be no surprise to you if you've ever played Black Ops 4. The zombies naturally run ridiculously fast in that game anyways. It's super hard to do what you need to do, shoot all the planets in a timely fashion. Obviously, if you have Homunculus, it makes it so much easier. Just taking the step for what it is at face value, I won't be the first person to tell you that I've failed it more than once, to say the least. For the honorable mentions, I had a couple quick ones I wanted to say at the end. If you've been watching and you made it this far, thank you so much. If you want to see more zombies content, just let me know. Revelations, the summoning key step, going around and throwing in everything from the chandelier to the Mob of the Dead cell, the Verrucht fountain, that one object in Shangri-La that I forget the name of, the Horizon Rock, I believe there's something in there too you have to throw it at. I'm forgetting all the locations off the top of my head, but when me and my team would run this back in the day, it was super annoying. You see the speedruns today and they're throwing the ball back and forth like it's uplink, because obviously that's where the idea for the summoning key came from. Dead of the Night, also the light switch puzzle. I've only done this Easter egg a handful of times, so I can't describe it the best, but I wanted to mention it because, dude, all you're doing is flicking levers in hopes that it's going to work. There is some kind of strategy, I'm sure, but I'm not familiar with it. I don't care to learn it. I'm not saying it's awful, but not my cup of tea either. That, however, is going to do the video talking about annoying Easter egg steps. If there's any Easter egg steps that you think are super annoying that I left out, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which Easter eggs in general you find to be annoying. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you.